Hey guys, how's it going? So today was really eventful. I'm in a pretty good mood. I was actually able to help my friend today. So if you watched yesterday's video, you can go back and look. But Philippe was out on the couch this morning. I told him to stay there. After I talked to his brother last night, I told him to stay there. I said, don't leave. And he's like, okay, he didn't leave. So this morning when we went out there, I was shocked when he was still there. It was like 9 a.m. I figured he would have like wandered off. But he was still there. So Jeff and I were walking the dog, and I said hi to him, and I said, I'm going to get you something to drink, because he wanted something to drink, like a soda or something, not an alcoholic beverage. And so we got him something to drink on our walk, and then we came back and we told him, hey, wait here. We're going to, I told him that, so a few days ago when I saw him, he had a meth pipe. So he had smoked some meth, but I knew that it wasn't the meth that's making him crazy. It's not the meth, it's his schizophrenia, and his brother confirmed he does have schizophrenia. But oftentimes when you have a severe mental illness like bipolar or schizophrenia, you will look for ways to self-medicate, because these things actually manage to slow down the mind temporarily. And when you are, and I believe that, because for me, I don't know about for everyone else, but my mind was going so fast, so that there were times where I was around other people who did it, and I did it simply because they were doing it, but also because it slowed down my mind temporarily. It was probably like a 10-minute slowdown, and then I would immediately go to a dark place. But anyway, so I told him, I said, Philippe, because I knew that, because I was going to try to get him to his brother's house in San Diego, because I didn't think I would be able to get him to the hospital at all. And so I said, Philippe, will you go to your brother's house? And he said, no, I don't want to go there. He's got kids, and I don't want to be a burden, and in between. But he said this in between 500 other scattered thoughts, just to be clear. So it's kind of like, I would be like, hey, Philippe, what's up? What are you, I'm good, I'm just sitting here. And then, there are 50 flies flying around, but they're going to go to the Blue Nile, and then there's going to be Trump in office, and he's great, and then Pelosi's got, so that's how the conversation goes, like that no two thoughts are connected. But he was lucid enough to where I could communicate with him. So I told him, because I knew that the reason why he didn't want to go to his brother's is because it's going to be harder for him to see. I don't really know the fact, but I know for me, when I was out there, I didn't want to be locked up. So I told him, I said, Philippe, we have to get you on your medication. And I said, listen to me. I want you to listen to me very carefully. I said, I have bipolar type 1, and I've been really sick on the streets. And nowadays, the crystal that you had, I know you want crystal. I said, but listen, nowadays, they take those same type of crystal, and they put them in the medication, and that way you don't have to. That way you don't have to smoke. He goes, oh, that's a great idea. I could get behind that. And I said, okay, well, so we have to go to the hospital to get your prescription, okay? And he's like, yeah, okay, as long as we're in and out of there in 2 hours. And then he said like 50 other different things, and so I take him to the hospital, because last night I called 211, which is like homeless services. I made all these phone calls and got nowhere. No one's taking anyone right now because of coronavirus. And although the media is lying and saying that, we're rounding up all the homeless people and making sure they're safe, they're not. They're leaving them right where they are on the street, at least in California. And so I actually got him into the hospital. We did not take him to the nearest hospital, and I'll tell you why. Because in 2012, when I was locked up, my friend took me to UCLA Medical in Westwood, and that is the only hospital that has ever been able to keep me for a long enough time to get me to somewhat respond to medication. I got a court order to medicate me. So it's a training hospital, and I've been to probably about 10 different mental hospitals, and each hospital I found a way to get out. And when I was at UCLA, I was actually there the longest I've been at any hospital other than when I was a minor. And I was there 3 weeks, and I had to go to court several times and fight with them in order to get out. So sometimes people need that, and most hospitals will not go to that extent. Most of the hospitals that I went to when I was out of my mind, when the police took me there or wherever I was arrested on 5150 and dropped off there, the doctors would keep me for 24 hours, and then they would say, well, if you're not going to take the medication, there's really no point in me keeping you here. So I'm going to sign the release and you can leave. But because UCLA is a teaching hospital, I think they go the extra mile and they try really hard to get the people help. So that's why I took him there. And at first I was really nervous because she called and said, well, the nurse called and said, well, do you know if he has insurance? Because if he doesn't have insurance, we're going to have to send him to a different hospital. And I'm thinking, like, crap, he's going to end up in one of those, because there are really nasty rundown hospitals where, like, the psychiatric ward is like concrete beds, and they're just gross and not very good staff and stuff. So this hospital is really nice. And he definitely didn't want to stay there. But when we got there, because of the virus, because the plan was to wait with him in the waiting room until he got admitted, but they're not letting anybody in the hospital. So they let him in and we left. And he was ready to get his medication at that point, still out of his mind, but he was under the impression that he was going to get the pills with the crystal in him. So what I understand from his brother is that he's perfectly normal on medication. So I actually was able to get him some help. I don't know how far that help will go, but I feel good about myself because I did the best I could and I was able to help someone. Anyway, that kind of consumed my whole day, my whole morning, because we were back pretty quick after dropping him off. But I spent all day working on my parody song, or the video for it. I really hope you guys get a chance to check it out. I had so much fun doing it. I just want to say, yes, I do smoke weed. No, I do not think that it's a good idea for people with mental health issues at all. I have smoked it pretty much my entire life, and it severely decreases my night sweats. But I do also take medication for my PTSD. But the marijuana helps. But as I said, it's not good for young people, and it definitely isn't good for people suffering with a form of mental illness. Everyone's different. I found a way to manage. But yeah, I just wanted to put that little disclaimer on there. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know your thoughts down below, comments. I hope this video was able to help someone out there, because it's really difficult to get someone in a hospital. You basically have to trick them in order to get them there, and then they have to be held involuntarily long enough to be medicated. And the system is really messed up, so it's really hard to get someone help. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day. I hope everyone is staying entertained, quarantined. Check out my parody song. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.